Thank you very much for tuning in. Eddie and I had a great time with the kids on Monday and Thursday. It was wonderful. We had the officers out with our ninth graders, our incoming ninth graders, and of course today we had the whole band here in the band room, and it was fantastic. I know as it relates to coming into a facility like this, it's really nice. It's really big. It can be very intimidating for an incoming ninth grader, especially with 110, 120 other students that they may or may not know from their junior high, when the upperclassmen may have been at their junior high. So it can be intimidating when they walk in. And so we wanted to encourage them. We feel like they got connected to who we are and who all of our students are. And things went really, really well. I want to encourage you, especially those that are here for the first time, to just get with your kids, ask them how things went, encourage them. They may feel completely overwhelmed. With all the things that I'm going to say tonight to all of my returning people, we're going to go over the year, and at some point we'll say bye to y'all, unless you want to stay on and hear more things about what we'll say to those of us that are new to this. You certainly can do that. But we're gonna say a whole bunch of things. It might feel a little bit overwhelming, but we take it a day at a time, and that's what we do. That's what we'll be doing tonight. Just kind of giving you a little bit to just kind of chew on and be ready for, plan and prepare. That's what we want to be. We want to be ready for our new year that's coming up. And so that being said, it seems to me as things have progressed through this school year, from being shut down to being at A/B to meeting face to face to going from several feet away, we can be even closer, and all that, the mask mandates and all that type of stuff, the directions that we're going, it seems that things are going to be getting back more to normal for the future. As it relates to the places that we can go, we have marching festivals that are already saying, hey, we're going to have festivals. Please come, make sure that you put them on your calendar. Bandbury, the thing that we love to do, the kids like to go before our marching festivals. That's already in the works. So we're kind of getting our calendar together. Of course, last year we weren't able to have Bandcamp, but this year we're planning to have a full Bandcamp as we normally do, and I know the kids are going to be excited about that. So we'll talk a little bit about that, just remind you about some things, because now it's been over a year since we've done that. So two sets of kids, aren't necessarily prepared to do that, and we know first day of Bandcamp can be very difficult. Regardless, you can be completely ready for it, and it's still really hard that week. We tell the kids if they can make it through that week, they can make it through anything, and I'm talking about life, because it definitely can help prepare them for that. So we're looking forward to the future. None of this is like really specific or set in stone, I should say. But we look to be able to travel. We're not sure about away games right now, but we're hoping that we'll be able to do that. Getting on buses, going to places, that kind of thing. Having full crowds here. I'm not saying that that's what it is right now, but we're hoping for that kind of stuff. I know some people did even get to come to football games last year, and that was a real bummer. So we hope, and it certainly seems like we're going to be able to do a lot more things. As it relates to our going to festivals, like I said, we're anticipating going on that. And just so you can plan, we would love to be able to go. This is a band trip year. The band trip would be us going to Disney. And we're talking it out loud right now, making sure it sounds right. And we're going to ask all the right questions to make sure that we actually can do that. So if you want to be preparing for that, I have no idea how much it's going to cost. It's been 4 years since I've planned a trip to Disney, but every time I plan it, it's gone up. I know the last time we planned it, we were upwards of $650, which is still fairly cheap, but don't quote me on that. I'll definitely get you what the exact number is soon, and just making sure that we can do it. And just so you can know, that's typically during our spring break time. So if you look at the school calendar, just like I will, that's typically where we go. If I'm not mistaken, to be real specific, I think that our calendar falls with the break before Easter this year. So it's different from some things that we've done before. So usually we leave like right after Easter, but that's not the case for this year. So we'll have to figure out exactly when we leave. But anyway, be thinking about, saving up some money for that, and parents can go on that also. So much information. So just be kind of planning and preparing for that. Let's see here. This year it was kind of tough. Before all this happened, we had a vision of, doing certain things with, finishing up the band room. We're in a really nice facility, but there's still some undone portions of it. And what I mean is, when you look around, it doesn't seem like it's undone, but there's some acoustical panels that we still need to get up. It still sounds like it's echoing in here. It's really hard to do what we do and to get us to sound good with echo and stuff like that. So we want to fix that. We also want to upgrade. I suppose I could spin it around and show you at some point, but we have a sound system in here that looks like it's from the 1970s, because it is from the 1970s. It's speakers that my father-in-law gave me, and were actually hung up in the band room, and they were old when I came in, and that was 20 years ago. And so, yeah, well, there you go. You understand. So we want to put a nice sound system in the band room, and all of the things that I just said, and I've got a list that keeps going, that includes, some instruments like bassoon. We're going to need to be replacing our sousaphones at some point. And all of these things that I just said, the instruments I just said out of my mouth, bassoons, sousaphones, those are instruments that literally cost $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a piece. And that's a lot of money. So this whole year, we weren't able to, fundraising, what's that? It's just, we weren't really able to do that. The concession stand, we didn't really make hardly any money because of how we had to do things, the number of people and so on. You understand, that it was just, it was tough times. We lowered our fees for this past year. So anyway, we got to this point and we've done some fantastic things, but now it's time to move on. And as things look like they're going to be normal, so the fees are going to potentially be normal. I don't know why they wouldn't be. I'll just say this because, just like when March 13th happened and we're like, wait, we're not at school anymore. Things can change, and it can definitely take me by the blind side. So right now, I'm just going to say fees should be the full fees as they have normally been, which is $300. The clothes that we buy, the practice clothes, those are $65. The shoes actually went up last year with us paying for the taxes and so on and so forth. So, and we didn't raise them last year because it kind of that did catch me by surprise. The shoes will be $40 this year. So everything I'm saying will definitely be put into a letter that you can, sit down and process and plan and prepare for. And just to remind you, don't forget, we do payments and so on, and to help with that type of stuff. You can do that through OSP. You can choose to either you pay the full price that's there, the $150 for one semester, $150 for the next semester, or you can do variable payments. We always try to put that on there, and for different reasons, and that's one of those reasons why you can do that. And while I'm just mentioning that, I just want to remind you, there's a handful of us, maybe 25 or so people, that owe some portion of something left for this year. And what I have to do in the next day or two is process all of that out of Charms. I'm going to take it. I'm going to basically put a thing in Charms that says this money has been transferred. It's been sent to the office or whatever. I'm going to send it as a charge to Miss Branch in the office, and it becomes an obligation. And I'm going to clear out Charms. We're just going to start from scratch basically for this next year. And it just helps us with the accounting, because sometimes things just get, the next year, things just kind of pile up, and it makes it almost insurmountable sometimes for some people. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So make sure, just double check with Charms to see how much you owe. If there's a question, I'll try to help you with that. I know it can be confusing, and I do want to remind you, if you can, I did do some videos on our YouTube page, YouTube/Wildcat Legacy. If you go on that, it should help you to get through most things. There may be something I didn't figure out at the time when I was doing those, but take a look at those, and also just heads up, use the app it kind of does, it doesn't have all the information, but if you use the computer, it usually you're able to figure things out a little bit. And honestly, it takes me a minute to figure things out on charms. I don't pretend that I know everything about it. On one screen, the color is green and it's negative, and that means it's in your favor, or I don't know. I know that it can get crazy, but if you'll slow down and maybe take a look at those videos, it might answer your question, and you go, oh, that's it. Okay. So anyway, I think that's about what I was going to say as it relates to that. So looking ahead, we have some opportunities to do for fundraising. Okay, and concession stand has been a big one. If we have full football games and we're meeting face to face, all that type of stuff, we make anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000 or so. It's one of our biggest fundraisers in the year. However, to be honest with you, the mattress fundraiser could potentially be, I don't know, it could be more than that. It could even be, if we do it right, if we do PR on this, our work in this, which will be very little, we could potentially double what we would potentially make at the concession stand. So I think we could make a bunch of money, even if, like for instance, I personally may not buy a mattress this year, but I can tell people and get people to come. So I think that's probably the biggest thing I could tell you. We have a need, and the need is in here right now to finish this stuff in the band room. The mattress fundraiser could be the potentially biggest fundraiser that we do. And at this point, I'm going to let Marty. With fundraisers to tell you more about it for a few minutes. Marty, I need you to unmute yourself there, if you can.
Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
Hey, thank you for that introduction, Mr. Sigmund. Am I able to share my screen? I think I'm going to try to do that.
Let me try to figure. Okay, you put me on the spot, Marty. I'm going to try.
I got an arrow. We're gonna give it a shot. If not, then we'll back off. But let me see if it works. Stand by. It says hosts. You need to enable sharing if possible.
All right. Let me find the. All right, here we go. Let me get the right screen up here. Let me find your name. Is it under Marty? Marty.
It's M. Yeah, it's under
Ogeron?
M. Ogeron. Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir. Let me try to find it and try to give you that permission. Oh boy. I don't see your ABC order here. I'll keep looking, Marty, if you want to. I don't know if you can start talking. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get started. So first of all, I just want to thank everybody for giving us a few minutes to talk about the mattress sale. And, it's a little unique to be using mattresses as a fundraiser, but if you think about it, there's a couple of reasons why it works, right? It's a little different from traditional fundraisers that maybe you guys have done in the past, like raffle tickets and candy bars. You're selling hundreds and potentially thousands of items to raise money. With the mattress sale, we don't have to hit those kind of numbers to raise a lot of money for the group. And it's actually something that people really need. So
hey, Marty,
I can do it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I made you the host. You have to promise to give it back to me.
Okay.
So don't hang this up, because you will drop everybody off of this Zoom and they're going to come after you. Right? Okay. Everybody said yeah? Okay. All right. So
all right, let me see what we can do.
There you go.
All right. Can you see that now?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, we'll get through this real quick. Are you seeing the testimonials page there?
Yes.
All right. So this is just testimonials from some of the other groups that we work with. Mr. Jason Venable at Zachary just recently, he really appreciated what we were able to do for him in his program in a year where they really were not able to do very many fundraisers. And Willie Martin over at Central Foods said that he appreciates the fact that we do about 99% of the work, which is what you mentioned, Mr. Sigmund. You guys don't have to do much, but we do ask that you guys invite some folks. So anyhow, here's a few programs that we work with, and the numbers that we're able to generate over time. It's 50,000 over at ERATH over, 8 years. Similar story at North Vermilion, big numbers for about 8 years running. And then Ponchatoula had their best sale ever a couple of years ago at raising $8,000 in one day with the mattress sale. Similar, Letcher High School, that's $12,000 just in one day with the mattress event. Solid Foosh. And then that's Zachary's, our most recent event, right? So reporting some really good success with the mattress sale. 9,500 for Zachary. That was in April of this year. 18,000 for Central Foods. That was in March of this year. So that's a lot of money in one day, and not a whole lot of work for the program. It's just a matter of inviting folks to come out. And then the one that we just wrapped up, Mr. Sigmund, that we haven't posted yet is Live Oak Junior High School football team. We worked with them and we raised just over $9,000. So anyhow, hugely successful. I think you guys can do really well. We're a national organization, as it says here. But folks, the main reason why this thing works, right, is that statistics tell us that 10% of the population buys a mattress every year. So 10%, 1 in 10 people are going to buy a bed, regardless if we host a mattress fundraiser at Walker High School or not. People out there are going to be buying beds. So all we're doing is giving them an opportunity to come out to the high school, make a purchase for something that they're going to buy anyway, and have that purchase benefit the program. So what we do is our business model, we cut the overhead costs out of the business, right? So we don't spend any money on advertising. We don't have a retail showroom space, and that allows us to offer some great pricing and also give back to the programs that we raise money for. The reasons people are going to support this fundraiser is really because they want to support the school and they want to give these kids a great experience, but also they're getting great pricing and great products, right? So everything we sell at the fundraiser is going to be name brand, national brands that everybody's familiar with, like Simmons Beauty Rest, like Englander, Wellsville, Tranquility Sleep Systems. All major brands come with a full factory warranty, direct from the factory, and at a great savings off of retail pricing, up to 40% off of what the manufacturer suggests we sell it at. No pressure to buy, which is something we pride ourselves on. If somebody comes and don't find something they like, that's fine. All we're saying is come out and take a look. Come out and take a look, and if you make a purchase, we will support you on the customer service side as long as you own that product. Here's what the showroom looks like, just in case you guys may have not seen it before. This is, we actually bring in a mattress showroom, and we're going to set it up in the band room at Walker High School. So they're going to have about 30 different beds, a huge selection, probably more than most mattress stores and furniture stores have. Every bed is a display bed, so it's available in all the different sizes. We have a professional staff going to greet every customer, thank them for coming. And, we will be following the COVID guidelines for social distancing and all the CDC guidelines in place at the time of the event. And, customers lay down on the beds and we just help them find one that they like. All different styles and types available, like your memory foam, your hybrids, your adjustable bases, split kings, all those things are going to be available for customers to try out and see if we can find something that they like. So, of course, this was prior to COVID, but you can see the folks in the showroom just shopping. It's a fun day. It's a fun day, and some people get to see some folks they maybe hadn't seen in a long time. It's a friends and family event, and we just try to make it fun. So in addition to mattresses, though, it's important that, you let folks know that we'll have all the accessories available, like pillows, sheets. We have weighted blankets, bed frames, adjustable bases. Anything that's sold on the day of the event is going to benefit the program. So as you're talking to friends and family, let them know if they don't need a bed, that's fine. Maybe they can come buy a pillow. Everything's going to help the program to reach its goals. And again, we accept all different forms of payment. cash, check, credit card. We do offer financing options for folks that want to make payments over time. They can apply for financing and go that route should they choose. And that so this is not our delivery service. No, it's not, but we do offer delivery all across Louisiana. So you have friends and family out of town, tell them to come on down, support the program. We do deliveries about 4 weeks after the event. There's a little bit of shortage on foams and some of the materials right now. Hopefully that's a little better once we get to the event day. But right now we're saying about 4 weeks on delivery. So what'll happen is we'll get these flyers out to everyone. This is what we call our referral coupons. For those of you who've been around a while, you know what a referral is. Basically, we know that about 90% of the people who shop at our events are people who know someone in the band program. And we want to make sure we track who invited that person to come. So you guys are going to receive some of these flyers or coupons from Mr. Sigmund. We'll probably get them out electronically, and we'll also get them out in paper copy. All you do is simply write the band student's name on the bottom of the flyer. You can distribute them on social media. You can distribute them via text. However you need to get them out there to friends and family, so that when the customer comes in on the day of the event, we know who to give the credit to for the purchase. So this is our coupon, and you guys will be seeing those soon. We also going to get some yard signs and some signs around town just to help with the advertising. But this is what it boils down to, and this is really kind of the most important thing. Is we're asking you, as Mr. Sigmund said earlier, if you need a bed, great, come on and shop around and see if you can find one. We know everybody in this group doesn't need a bed, but I think if you talk to enough people in your circle, you're going to find one person that needs a bed. So we're asking everybody to talk to friends and family and find at least one person who says they're in the market for a bed, get them to come out and shop at the event. And if everybody does that across the board, we're going to have a hugely successful event, and we're going to raise a lot of money for the band program. So, with that, the referral system, Mr. Sigmund, is basically every product we sell, the band's going to earn money, but the students also earn money for their referrals, right? So for one referral, you can see it's worth $25. Every mattress with that band student's name, we're going to count it as a referral. 2 is 50, 3 is 100, and you can see it goes on and on from there. So at Live Oak this weekend, or a couple weekends ago, we had several of the football players earn $100 and $200 on their referrals. So easy way to earn money for yourself while also helping the program out. And then we're just going to make it fun, folks. The event, I don't think I mentioned that, but that's going to be on July 31st. And I'm going to see if I can pass it back over to you, Mr. Sigmund.
Yes, I didn't have to use this, the unmute me.
I'm sorry.
But that's okay. And then, but I might need to use this one, right? The make me the host, if you can figure that back out. Otherwise, just don't leave this meeting until it's all over. So
correct. So
right,
I just stopped sharing the screen.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and see what I need to do to make it a host.
47. Oh, 6, yeah. All right. Cool.
Hey, I am, I'm Eddie Hurst. If you don't know me, I'm going to sit down because I'm tired. Hey, just going to go over a couple real quick things. Realize talking to kids, always your students may have come home and I may have said some awful things about what happens if you drink junk before Bandcamp. And it's true. I did. But I realize our sophomores didn't do Bandcamp either. So I'm just going to give you a couple details. Number one, when Mr. Sigmund, he will talk about charms. One of the main things we use charms for is keeping track of fees. But the other part of it is sign up for volunteers. It's a really neat feature that it has. I see some heads nodding. You've done that for concessions, which we will need more help. Last year, we actually, hey, thank you, Marty. Looks like we're the host now. Last year, we had to limit who we could have in the concession stand. We're going to need a lot more help in a lot of things. In fact, we were even not even allowed to have certain people helping us with water and things, and we had to have less people anyway. So be looking for that on the parent end of sign up for charms. Big thing that I did talk to your children today. It is hot in Louisiana, right? If your child and does and we always say like kids these days, let's be honest. In the summer, I didn't get up till 9 or 10 or 11, and I didn't go outside unless my mom yelled at me to go outside. So that first day of band camp, they're going to be hurting. The real deal is they can do everything right. They can get a good night's sleep, they can eat a good breakfast, they can drink lots of water, and they still, sometimes the heat gets the best of you. I'm gonna tell you so you hear it from me. I actually set a stopwatch. When it is like heat index is triple digits, we're going literally 10 to 12 minutes, get a quick break, because we know the science tells us lots of quick water breaks. You know, the days were like, if you're really tough, if you want it bad enough, you can go 45 minutes. Like, shut up, that's not true. That doesn't make sense. Like, you can prove you're tough, but y'all should just hurt yourself. So we take lots of quick water breaks, and then we do also take a longer, hey, let's go find some shade, water break. So really big thing, COVID restrictions are relaxing, but one thing we anticipate possibly being in place is that we may not be able to provide the actual water bottles for you. We will have a way to refill water bottles, we will have that, but usually we have this thing called a water buffalo, and it's, like drinking out the hose in the backyard growing up. I don't think we'll be able to use that except to fill water bottles. Kind of like the water fountains right now, they can only use them to fill their water bottles. So we will have access for water, they'll need to bring a container. Dress school appropriate, shorts, etc. That's pretty self-explanatory. Hats, sunglasses. But help your student take care of their body. I confess to them, I'm 41 and a half years old, and so I have to, if I let myself sleep in all summer, I can't flip the switch to band camp anymore. I was like, man, I give myself about a week where I sleep as late as I want. And then the rest of the summer, I'm getting up at 6:30 or 7, so that when 5 a.m. comes, because that's what time I wake up, because I'm at the building at 6 a.m. the week of band camp, then I'm ready for that. So it's the obvious stuff. Rest, drink water, eat, take care of your body. So make sure they know that, because we want camp to be successful. And I told them point blank, the first day of band camp is not fun. Do not let your child come home and quit band because the first day of band camp was hard. The first day of band camp is the hardest day, and we don't get to much of the fun stuff. Like, the playing is fun, but the outside part hasn't gotten fun yet. And so a buddy of mine's like, a kid goes, I want to quit band, Mr. Hunter. And he's like, no, quitting is against the rules the first day of school, the first day of camp. We don't do that. So encourage your students with that. Set it up about band camp. There is a camp fee. The reason is we do pay part of our day. The short version, we're outside from about 7 to 10, and the rest of the day we're inside. We do hire instructors for that. Part of the camp fee, why is it separate from the other fee? Well, part of it is because it's also kind of a deposit to help us make some decisions about how many people are actually going to show up at band camp. Just being transparent with you. But we do need that money in the account, because at the end of the week, I want to be able to pay these students, and we do have to get background checks. Some of them are band directors. Miss Email and Miss Wilkinson I think Mr. Perez will be working camp this summer, as well as our student teacher, Dr. Elsie, our choir director, lots of folks. Good stuff. So that's what that is for. I think Mr. Sigmund said this to you, but just be aware, the fundraiser and the concession stand, those are two big fundraisers that just go into the band kitty to pay for all the stuff we do, or to help pay for the things we do. The band fee does keep us from nickeling and diming you. We both, and I taught 12 years at another school, we both tried to keep the band fee super low, and then you end up not having the things you need, and you're selling bad stuff. The band fee is what it is. We don't have to nickel and dime you the whole year. And what we do with fundraisers, concession stand and mattress goes to the band. We do, at any point in time, they can walk in the band office and go, I want to sell a box of chocolate. We give them a box of chocolate. They sell that chocolate. $25 goes to their band fee. Marty mentioned that if they do referrals, they get money from the mattress fundraiser. That one, he will give them an envelope of cash. We tell the students, that's between you, your mom, and you, Jesus, what you do with the money. The theory is, if they make money on the referrals, they use that to pay their band fee. All right. And we know it's expensive. Like, Mr. Sigmund's got another kid coming in. I will start my students year after that. There will be a stretch. Well, I'll have 3 in band at the same time. I'm going to cry if I think about college. Okay, well, I'm not going to go there right now. So we understand that we feel like giving you the chance, these other fundraisers, there's a few other ones we do that all go straight to their part of the band fee, nothing else. So I know little Noah Hurst's going to be mowing some lawns next summer. I'll tell you that. That's how he's going to be paying for his. Okay. Anyway, so the other thing I want to talk to you about, two other things. Marty mentioned the mattress fundraiser. One of the big things we do is the day of, we're out, and you've probably seen us at intersections dancing around doing that stuff. We will have a sign up the week of Bandcamp, so that way they can sign up with their friends and they can figure out carpool and those things. We do need to have an adult accounting for each child. Now, that doesn't mean every parent has to come. The smart thing to do is to say, hey, they're going to carpool with Sally. So look, hey, and they'll sign up. It depends. It's usually like an 1.5 hour slot. Carpool, the reason we need adults is because we can't be at all the locations at the same time. And we just need adult supervision there. So just coordinating with the adults, that there are some adults watching those children play. I will tell you right now, my mom turned 75 the day before the mattress fundraiser. I'm going to confess right now, if I don't go home for that 75th birthday party, I probably will be cut out of the will. And I'm a public school teacher, so I need to be in that will. So anyway, but we'll help with that. So just that part of the fundraiser, that's July 31st. The other thing, Uniform Fit Day, and then I'm going to turn things back over to Mr. Sigmund. Uniform Fit Day is July 24th. We realized, we were joking with the officers. We have a couple sophomore officers that are going to be uniform managers that have not actually ever worn the marching band uniform because of COVID regulations, which is kind of funny. But on that day, so it's going to be brand new for everybody because it's been 2 years. So even our juniors and seniors that did wear the uniform have, especially the boys, man, these senior boys haven't worn the uniform since they were sophomores. You know, it's going to be whatever. What am I trying to say? High waters, Huckleberry Finn looking Tom Sawyer stuff. We can't do that. So we're just assuming we're starting from scratch. I won't bore you the details. Here's the short version, even for junior, senior people, to be a little bit different. What we found is that when we assign like a big group of people an hour slot, the theory is people filter into the hour. But really what happens is everybody shows up at the beginning and then you're stuck waiting. So we're going to make those groups smaller and spread them out a little bit more so that you're not sitting around waiting because we don't have enough hands to get to you. We will get you fitted for a uniform, which we'll use in the picture the next week that goes in the program. And they'll get their practice clothes. They will walk out the door with their practice clothes, the polo that we wear for the first couple things. Upperclassmen, if they're playing for graduation, we're wearing the polo. We got permission. We're like, if you tell me I got to be in concert black, I will, but it's an outdoor graduation. So black socks, black shoes, black pants, black belt, green band polo. Ladies, pull the hair back, it's windy. We will send out a pretty detailed schedule for uniform fitting day, so that way they'll know when to come. So when you see that, if it looks a little bit different, it is. We usually do it by grade level. Since everyone's getting fitted this year, we're just going to cut the alphabet into groups, which should actually help if you have siblings, because you won't be going, do my kids come with the clarinets or the trumpets? It'll just be, that should help. And I think that's all the stuff for upperclassmen. I know Mr. Sigmund's about to talk some more specifically about charms and online school payments. I'll say this really quickly for the returning people. Just remember, online school payment is where you actually pay. Charms is just a database that keeps track. Those two things don't talk to each other. We get an email saying you paid, and then we go put it in Charms. So that's how that works. And Mr. Sigmund will get details. So upperclassmen people, Mr. Sigmund, unless you have anything else. Upperclassmen people, see you later. As you guys are signing out, I will reiterate to freshman parents, so the way we did today, I was in here with the woodwinds and brass, and Mr. Sigmund was with the percussion for most of the time. I was flying with my teaching. I was going really fast. And so the kids were having fun, but you occasionally also got these saucer eyes like, oh my goodness, this is hard. We are going to go slower. It's going to be much more deliberate at Bandcamp. The point of today is play a few things to give them a taste of what it sounds like to be in just a rockin' high school marching band. So if they came home and they were just like, oh, I was the worst one there, they probably weren't. I told them before we left, there were some seniors frickin' and fracking some notes too. But I can say from my perspective, it was really cool to go, okay, there was a lot of good stuff going on to the point that I'm entering year 20, that I know what the end product is going to be. And I can tell you from today, it's going to be really, really good. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll let Mr. Sigmund talk about charms and all that stuff. But if your child is a little bit overwhelmed, that probably is a little bit good, because it means they're aware, like, oh my gosh, this is really good. But they should be excited that it's going to be fun to be a part of it too. So I'll shut up and let Mr. Sigmund talk to you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hurst. Let's see, we did cover a lot of ground, and like I said, it could potentially be overwhelming, but don't let it be. If you have any questions, I think probably the most important thing that you get from tonight is that you get connected. The way we usually communicate is not this way. I don't know if you can tell that with how professional we are doing with pushing all the buttons and that, not really. But is through email. That's the first and foremost thing. So my email is jeff.sigmund@lpsb.org. So you probably are here because you're on my email list already, but you never know. Make sure if you can talk to others and others that are their daughter, their son is also in band. Make sure that they're connected. If you don't see them here in this Zoom, if you could help out with that, that would be fantastic. So getting with the email. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/Wildcat Legacy. And so we usually use that kind of a PR thing, just to let the community as a whole, the world, know as a whole what we're doing. And we have several thousand people that follow that. So make sure that you like that. And also our YouTube page, which is the same extension, youtube.com/Wildcat Legacy. And I'll be honest with you, this year, because we were home, we did have a lot of time to make videos and explain some things. So if there's something that I say, what charms? Well, what in the world is charms? It's not magic. I wish it was, because then maybe it would just take care of itself. I wish it would just magically, tell you, and you didn't have to try to decipher things, but it's not. And then all these little acronyms, the OSP and that kind of stuff, and I know we probably have experienced that at the junior high level, paying for a fee here and there. And we, of course, have that here at the high school. And now we're all one school. We're not two separate schools. So I'm hoping that everything is going to be a little more streamlined this year. All of the fees will be found in online school payments. And I'll say this, the Walker High website is, the high school website is the place to go for that. And there's a link there's a little button on there that says pay online. You click that. You got to click through a couple of little menus. You got to choose high school and you choose Walker High, and then a whole bunch of stuff comes up. And so what we try to do as it relates to our fees is all of our fees have the word band pretty much at the beginning of it. So it alphabetically puts us almost near the top, and all of our fees are right there together. I do want to caution you, okay. Actually, I would probably log on after I got off of this and go, all right, well, what are all the things that are on there right now? Well, let me go ahead and take care of all these payments. Don't do that yet. You may see several things, and we may break things up a certain way. It may not make sense, and you don't necessarily have to pay all of those things all at one time right now. So just if you'll wait, for the process will be, I'm gonna get the database. Even though I know that I've sent out these emails, I just don't have it. It's not in an easy format for me yet, which doesn't matter to you guys, I know. But I'm going to get it to where all I have to do is click one button. It goes out to all the right people, and I'm hopefully going to have everybody there. But I'll send out some instructions. Here's what we owe. If you can. Yes, you can pay for everything up front. If you don't want to fundraise, I'll be honest with you. The fundraisers, like Mr. Hurst said, the candy, we're going to sell, we have some tumblers that we do. We don't do a lot of fundraising, because we're busy all the time, but those fundraisers go directly to helping, students pay off their fees. So I'm hoping that the shock value of me saying it's $300, it's $65, it's $40, it's $30 for band. There's a lot of stuff. I know now it's all $440 total dollars now. I think if you add all that up, if I'm right, and that can be overwhelming. And you don't have to do that all at one time. So you can fundraise that throughout the year. Matter of fact, I've had a couple of people, I think I even see some sitting right here in this meeting right now, that they have literally leftover money because they sell enough candy, enough candy to pay off this year and to pay it forward. So that is doable. And so like Mr. Hurst said, a box of chocolate, $60. And for every $60 box that they sell, $25 can go towards their fees. So it is possible to do this. If there's some extenuating circumstances, I ask that you email me and let me know. Keep me up to date with that. And then, of course, if you're as undisciplined as I am in some of these things, sometimes I can let it get away from me. If you need to, you can do smaller payments, $10, $15, $20. If necessary, $50, however that works, just use that variable payment. The other way that you can use the variable payment is if, for instance, you've raised $100 worth in candy. So you sold 4 boxes of candy. It's $100 credit. So then now you only owe $50 for the fall fee. So you just put your variable payment for $50. So that's another way to use the variable payment. All right. So as Mr. Hurst said, and was alluding to, online school payments, that's where you pay all of your fees. The school will have a fee, of course, the band fees and so on. There may be, certain textbooks, that type of thing. If you have AP, if you're doing those types of things, there's fees for that, and those will all be on online school payments. Charms is just simply a database. All right, so bear with me on this, because right now I have freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors from this present year in Charms. And there's an end of the year process that I have to go through. It's probably about 20 different things. And sometimes it's just really hard to push the right buttons. And I haven't always done it right, but I'm going to attempt to do everything right and get that changed out for the year. And we're pretty much at that window where I can do it. And so I haven't put any of the new people in yet, haven't put the incoming freshmen in yet. If you'll do me a favor, I sent home the medical form, and on the other side of the medical form is an information sheet, and it actually says on there, if you could put their school ID, it's the thing that they use to log into the computer at school. If you could put that number on there for me, that is what I use to create their account in Charms, and that's how the very first thing that you'll do is enter that to get into Charms, and then you can see what I'm doing as it relates to putting charges in there, and then you can see how much you owe and that kind of thing. Okay, let's see, Mr. Hurst. As you hear me say, let me know if I'm missing something. I think I said YouTube. I said the Facebook page. I said my email. We've got Charms. We got OSP. That's probably going to be about it. So I know you may have some questions. Make sure you email me, and I will try to get back with you as soon as I possibly can, because that's the best way to go back and forth with that. Anything else? I'm drawing a blank now. I have no more capacity to think and talk out loud. So I do appreciate you. We've spent nearly 50 minutes online. You watched me fumble around for 4 or 5 minutes trying to figure things out. I appreciate it. Don't mute me, right? Okay. I really do thank you. Thank you for trusting me with your kids. It's going to be a fantastic year. We're back. It's so fantastic. I got to hear the North Corbin band live, face to face, and that was just fantastic. And we love making music together, and the kids. It's just going to be a fantastic year. Hey, ask your kids about the show music. Ask your kids about what they did today. It's going to be pretty exciting. So anyway, I appreciate your time. I'm a respecter of it, so I appreciate you, and thank you. I'll see you later.